Welcome to Matrix 101 Setup for Success. To log in, visit miamirealtors.com. Scroll down and click onto your Miami Gateway. Log in with your username and password. Find CoreLogic Matrix, and if you'd like, select on the star to make this tile one of your favorites, so it will then appear on the top favorites area. Click on CoreLogic Matrix, and that will open up Matrix to this page. You can choose to see it in the new dashboard setting. Or the classic version by just switching and toggling over under the Hello area. In the new dashboard, you would make selections on your dashboard selection in the arrows on the left-hand side. Select the timeline and the items that you would like to see and click on Save. You would click to edit your dashboard. And select to have the items appear that you would like. You can switch and toggle back to the classic mode by selecting Hello, your name, clicking on Classic, and we will still work on here for some of our elements until the complete change is made. Here in Classic mode, we can see the market watch and set it up, and we will be doing that in 301. We can see and navigate and put our widgets. We can see MLS Touch and the QR code to download it if you haven't. See favorite searches, your listings, move the widgets around, see our external links to NAR, Florida Realtors, the tax services, public schools systems in the different counties, and other links available to you. On the top blue bar, you see My Matrix, your auto emails, saved searches, sent emails, search types, the new map search, RE1, RE2, single family, condo, townhouse, villa, RE1 multifamily, residential land, residential rental, commercial land, commercial improved, business brokerage, cross property, which is a search of all of the property types above, quick, rental beast, open house, public record, other, and agent. We have the stats, which we will cover on 301. Realist and IMAP link to the tax services. Links, like the external links below. Finance, which has new calculators, old calculators, buyer closing costs, and seller estimated net proceeds. The add edit, which we will be coming back to in a few minutes. Market reports, which we cover in 301. More, which includes Intermatrix, which we have a whole class dedicated to. We have the ability to make the fonts smaller or larger, and then the Hello area. When we click on Hello, we do have the ability to toggle to the new and classic mode, and we can start by managing our branding. If we click to manage branding, we have an area with our brand kit. We have a short survey from Cotality that may show. And we can come in actions. We can edit or remove. I'm going to go ahead and click on edit to show you that you can come and edit and add your company logo. Preview it. Upload it. And save it. And save and activate. You can then view how it will look on One Home, Matrix Email, and MLS Client when you share MLS Touch with your customer. We can close out and come back into Matrix. All of that was done in Hello, Manage Branding. Click on Hello and visit your help area. Here you can come and search for help. You can find your data input forms, the paper data input forms, such as your Miami MLS status change form, the data entry forms to enter listings, which we will cover more in MLS 501, by property type, an MLS Matrix training guide, what's new in Matrix, video tutorials, Matrix support, and if you click on support, the Miami MLS Help Desk, 305-468-7007, Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m., and Saturday, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m., and by email, mls@miamire.com. You also have a search area, speed bar search, emailing, CMA, reverse prospecting, Matrix Mobile, open house help, realist, area maps, and here you can actually click through and see the Fort Lauderdale map. Come back into Matrix, scroll down, and see Palm Beach. And this is the area and sections and how counties divided up. And you can come in and let's see Miami-Dade. So you may hear agents say, I work area 42, 41, 50, and this is what they're referring to. You also have city lists with municipality codes. So here's a guide to municipality codes, Miami 01, Sunny Isles 31, etc. Also want to remind you that if you come into your Miami Realtors, we do have an MLS page on the very top blue bar. We will cover this extensively in MLS 601, but you should know that you have a help center where you have membership, education, matrix resources, training videos, one home resources, MLS Touch, commercial, IMAP, realist, MLS rules and regulations, CMA resources, okay to advertise, MLS office, listing publishing tips, showing time tips, IDX resources, knowledge base, legal and professional standards. You also can come back into here and you can see that there's a help desk and information. And we can click back and there's a whole page with details and there's MLS touch tips and more. We can then come to settings. In the settings area, we will be branding information from within Matrix, and to start that, we will come to My Information, where we will click through, and we will first start on the information area. Most things that you put into here will then be usable in the header and footer, CMA cover sheet, and other portions, including One Home and agent webpage. In the information area, you have your first name, your nickname that you can type in, middle name, last name, and then you have your full name. You can come in here and if you'd like to use a one-liner with your name and title, you can go ahead and select the override and type in your name, title, and designations and certifications that you may have earned, as I have here. If you work on a team, you can put your team name in this area. You can add your title of employment by typing it in. you can scroll down and see that your office contact information is grayed out. They can update that information. So if you need that to change, you need to contact them and have them contact the association. You can scroll down and you see that there's a tagline area. You can come in and use your tagline or slogan and add it in here. There's an additional information line and your website. If you have a website, let me go ahead and delete here. Open up a new tab. Open up my website. And once I have my website open, I can come and copy the URL up top. Come back into Matrix and paste it in. That will give me a direct link into the URL. And if I use a suffix, the third, junior, senior, His Royal Highness, Her Royal Highness, I can add that in and click on save. Now I can come to header and footer. And if you have not created yours, you will have a selection of banners available to you here. And it's similar to me clicking on select a different banner and theme. You will see it like this, and you'll have a radio button here on the left-hand side where you can come and select from one of the offers that they have here. There's a varied type of selections. You can come and select one. Click to preview or select. You can choose to have it with no photo or use custom photo. Change the photo or upload. Browse to find your photo. Let me switch so I can show you. Select your picture, open. Make sure that it's centered the way you'd like. Click to save, and now your photo appears. You also have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 opportunities to select from a drop-down that came from that information tab. So you can select, select, select. So what I've chosen is my name, the equivalent to my brokerage, my cell phone number, email address, and my website. And this will be the header that will appear if I print a report or have any display settings that allow for a header to show when I am showing something or printing something in Matrix. I can scroll down and also choose if I want a print footer, yes or no. And if I do, what type of branding I would like to appear. And here I have 4 selections to pick from, and then it will showcase how the branding would show, and I click to save. Now I've completed the header and footer tab. I can click over to the CMA cover sheet. Here I have an additional area to add my photo where I can click to add or change, browse, select my photo, open, select how it looks, save, and I can override or leave my name as is, full name, and then click on save. This that I'm doing here will show up on the CMA cover sheet when I do a CMA within Matrix. The pictures that I have added on header and footer and CMA cover sheet will then be able to show, right, in my email signature setting that I'm going to go ahead and do next. So I click save here and I'm done. For email signature, you do tend to email when you're doing auto email, right? And you are sending properties from within Matrix. So here under email signature, I can come in and start typing. I can put in my name, right? My designations. I can make it bold, just like I would if I was typing in Word. I can choose the font, the size, I could put my title, my information, my brokerage and address, and I can even add some hyperlinks. I can even come in and let's say that next to here, I would like to select, you see where I clicked and I left the cursor. I can then come and select the image icon here, click, select image, and click to add one of the two pictures that I've already added and put OK. And there is my photo. I've also added some hyperlinks, including my email and some links to socials. Let me show you how. I'm going to eliminate this to go ahead and show you. I'm going to type in my email, then come and select it. And you see the link right here. I click. I switch the link type to email. And now in the email address, I type it. And then I click OK. Now when the person receives this, they can click and it'll automatically allow them to email me. Now I can do others. So let me go ahead and remove these and show you how. I'm going to type Instagram. Open up my Instagram in a new tab. Make sure to click over to my profile. Now that I know I'm in my profile, I'm going to copy the URL up top. URL up top. Come back into Matrix. Highlight Instagram. Select link. Paste in the URL. Click OK. Oops, it didn't select all of it. Let me go ahead and do that again. Highlight, select link, paste, OK. And I could do the same thing for Facebook, for LinkedIn. So let me do Facebook. And my business page, I make sure it's my business page. It's the one with followers, perfect. Copy the URL. Come back into Matrix. Type the word Facebook. Select. Make sure I select it all. There we go. I have it all selected. Click on link. Paste the URL and click OK. Now I can do this also for LinkedIn, etc. Always making sure that I'm on my profile page. And now that I've finished my signature, I click to save. I can now come to agent web page if I like. This is just a landing page that you would be creating. You can disable or enable. To make this work, you have to have it in enable. It does give you a suggestion to the web page you're creating. It'll give you something here. And it will be whatever is written here, no spaces. If it's in red, it has not accepted it. .sef.mlsmatrix.com. The web page title, I always suggest that you mimic what you would put on the title here and try to use the same thing on anything that you name on socials, your name, whatever you're calling yourself, right? And then a brief description of yourself. You even have the ability here to add, if you'd like a video, if you have one from socials, right? You can come down and add a photo, your greeting. You can specify or not specify a map area to allow people to search. There are other options. You can include or not include a sign-up form. And if you've purchased a domain, which is just the name of the website, you can add a link to it here and click to save. So this would be creating your agent web page. Right? For an example of this and what I've done is, let me show you. This is the landing page that creates from here, right? And it has a property search. It's very simple, but it does create it here in Matrix. And then very important, you must create your one home. Why? One home is now when you send someone a search for Matrix, they will automatically have a one home portal created for them. And if you do not add information here, they will see a silhouette and no info from you. So one home portal info is very important. So no photo means they wouldn't see anything. Using a custom photo will allow you to then what? Have them see you and brand yourself. So come in and browse and add your photo, select the look. And I always like to say, make sure the picture of yourself is 5 years old, not you at 5 years old. Save your photo. Come in and make sure your information is showing correctly. Put your Twitter link. So if you have a Twitter page, come in, or X as it's called now. So let's look. Here's Twitter. Come to your profile. Click to your profile. Copy the URL. Come back into Matrix. And let me show you. Exit from here and I'll paste in. Do the same. So here's Facebook. I'll go into Facebook, copy the URL, come back in. And if you don't have something, you just leave it blank, right? Instagram link, open up your Instagram, copy the URL, come back in. Your license number, you don't have to showcase it, right? It'll use the tagline if you put one in under the information tab. Your office address is reflective of what's in Matrix, right? And your contact details. Your agent web URL, if you had one put into the information, it would add it into here. You do have a welcome area that you can put into English and Spanish and info into here, right? If you have a video that you would like to share, and I always like to show you guys, if you do have it on YouTube or Vimeo, you could go ahead and find your YouTube channel. Right, let's see. And welcome to Grow Your Business in 15. So I'm going to show you here. I'm going to use this as an example. Let's say that this is a video showcasing my business. If you had one, you could use this. Go in, copy the link, come back into Matrix, and I'm going to go ahead and update this one, paste it in, and you see how it shows up, and this would show up in your one home. And you would save it. So now you've created your one home portal page, right? With details and information. Now we've done most of our info. We have a couple more things to do. We're going to come back to the top. We've done some of our settings. We're going to click settings again. And now we're going to come in and we are going to do the portal notification settings. So we'll click into portal notification settings, and I'm going to make this a little smaller so you see everything on the page, right? And here you allow the system to notify you, right? If they visit the portal, if they save as a favorite, if they remove a favorite, if they dislike a listing, undislike a listing, add notes, save a search, visit portals first time, update planner, or email unsubscribe. So you can choose to have the system notify you via email, via text if the system allows, or a daily summary and display on the timeline. The timeline would mean that you would get a notification once you logged into the system on the top, right? And you can also choose, right, to get a message if your system, right, allows it. So AT&T discontinued the service, but you could click here, right? Put your cell phone number and select, and if the service provider permits. So you see AT&T and Sprint discontinued it, but other services do. If your service does, you can select it and print to send a verification code, type in the code, and it would allow it. And if your service does not, you can choose to get it by email and on your timeline. What this does allow, every time you've sent something to a customer, you could see if they're adding, if they're liking, disliking, or visiting the portal and be notified. Of course, once you do your selection, click Save on the very top. Now that we have saved our portal notifications and it has saved successfully. We're going to go ahead and come to the top. And we're going to do one other piece to our branding that's very important. And it is on the top here in the Add Edit area. We're going to click to Add Edit. And we're going to find the roster piece. Roster. We're going to make it a little bigger. Now that we're here in the roster area, do you see the agent modify and the agent ID? You will come into this area and type your license number, just the digits, where I'm typing in Connie. You will click to edit. Once you've edited, you will see it says modify agent and your information should show. And you can come and click manage photo. Click into manage photo, right? If there is an old photo of yours, you can come and select it and click to delete. And if you want to add a new one, you could go ahead and browse, find your new photo, and open it up. This photo goes with what? Agent roster, shared to MLS Touch, right? Goes with your listings. So if you have a listing and you do an open house through the system, public open house, it will then go to the South Florida open house search. It will also be associated to your listing. It will be a part of the agent search in the system and in MLS Touch. So it is a good idea to have this photo continuously updated, right? And then of course you can enter a description. And then you certify and save. You only need to have one photo. I was just showing you how you could add. That's why I've left two. Only one photo is necessary. And now let's start to search. So we've done all of our branding. Let's go ahead and let's start to search. So we're going to go ahead and start to search. And we're going to start with RE1, RE2. All searches are divided into 3 segments. You have information on the left-hand side with statuses, including active, coming soon, active with contract, canceled, closed, pending, rented, temp off market, withdrawn, and expired. Then you have the property type. Is it single family condo? Type of property, waterfront, residential RE1 single family pool, or RE2 condo pool. Waterfront description, the style, amenities. And then in the middle, it's all about location. Is it a distance from an address? Is it a building or several buildings? Is it an area, like the area maps, right? Is it a county, a municipal code, a township, a zip code, a section, right? A geographical area, a city. An additional clue. Do you see these here? If you were to click in these, this actually allows you to see the available options and to come in, select one, and add it. And then you could come in, you could even search and add. So instead of having to click here, you can add from this menu. So if you see it in several locations, you can add. And then you have price and info here. So you can come in and let's say that you were looking for $1 million or less. There are 546 matches for $1 million or less in Miramar and Miami Lakes. If you were looking for $1 million or more, that would be the plus. If you were looking for $1 million to $1,250,000, and if you notice, I just put 1,000 to 1,250 because the thousands are already included. And if I just wanted $1 million, there are currently 0 matches. So $1 million or less is $1 million minus. $1 million plus is $1 million or more. And $1 million to $1,250,000 is a range. And that's 40. The same thing happens with total bedrooms. I can do 4 plus would mean 4 more. 4 minus would mean 4 or less. And 4 to 6 would mean a range. The same with full bath. 3 plus, 3 minus, and then a range. Nice, right? Alrighty, so that's different ways that you can use the item to search. And then let's talk about additional fields. There are some typical additional fields, right, that are continuously used, and we like to share these for you. Okay, to advertise is a whole class, and we invite you to take a 2-hour class. And we're hoping to have recordings of them available to you. Subdivision information, so important to know when you're searching, right? So buyer approved, gated community, horses permitted, membership, paved road, etc. Terms considered, which is a type of payment, exterior features, HOPA, REOs, short sale. So how do I get this into my search? Well, we can come into the additional fields and it'll have an add or an add remove, and we click into here, and this will help us add from the available fields into our selected fields. And once it's added here, it becomes a part of your search. So if you want to have what I have here, you come into the search area on the bottom, you start to search for, let's say, okay to advertise. And once you have it on the available fields, you select, and then you click to add, and it will start to appear on the select. So then you do the next one, subdivision, select, and then you add it. And then terms considered, select, and then you add it. So I'm going to give you about 2 minutes, and I'll let you do the rest of these, and then I'll scroll down so you can do the rest. All right, and now all we have to do once we see our selected fields in the area here, if you would like to organize them, you can actually select them and move them up or move them down, right? And you can put them in the order that you would like. And once they're in the selected fields, you click back, and now they become a part of this property search. So let's discuss. Let's say I was looking for this and I really wanted to make sure that there were no HOPA, no Housing Older Person Act. I selected, I have my 24. Perfect. So now I've gone in and I've seen, and I can now come to my results, and I can see my result grid. In my agent single line, I see my MLS number, my status, my area, my address, my subdivision, my listing price, my sale price, my beds, my baths, my half bath, square footage, property type, year built, garage, pool, waterfront and design, and lot size. Now I can come in, and if I'd like to, I can organize by price, right? Click and select. I can come and select the MLS number. Let me make it a little bigger. I can show you guys here that there are 16 photos of this property, right? I can see view photos from here. Select to view the photos. I can actually come and change the way I view the photos. I can view the legal description, and you see this symbol right here that I also see in the square footage and in the folio. This symbol is a currency symbol that denotes that the property was actually entered and the information was brought directly from the tax service, and it was not changed. So the information is the same as it was in the tax service. I see the property address, the folio, the municipal code and location, general property information, lot size, my remarks, additional info including pets, interior features, exterior features, tax amount, tax reflection, agent office information, contact details, showing instructions, internet remarks. I can click next. Here is the next property. It has 52 photos. I can also see it on the map, view on map. Here is the location on the property. And if Google Street View is available, I could see Google Street View, a map location. I can also see property history here or here. And this will tell me how many times it has been in the MLS. Neighborhood detail, including shopping, groceries, daycare, primary schools, high schools, transit friendly, vibrancy, quiet, parks, wellness, okay, I can see the information here. I can see demographic information. Income, population, housing, household, education, commute, and of course the photos again. If I wanted to select the property, I could select here, go next, review the property, see the pictures. If it interested my customer or this is something that they would like, click it, next. Select. If I wanted to go back to agent single line or the grid, I could select here. I have the ones that I've selected. If I wanted to refine and just leave the ones I've selected, I could click refine and narrow. That would just leave the items selected. If I wanted to go back to all of them, I could come back to the original results you see here. If I wanted to email these to my customer, I could come back to actions and click to email. And since I have already set up my email signature, I click to email. And here is where I could establish my contact. So I could come and create my contact. Put in my customer's first and last name. Put in their email, and that is what is required. First name, last name, email address. But I can personalize even further the salutation. So it says, Dear sample customer. But let's say I know this person or they're a doctor, etc. I could enter a custom salutation. And now anything that's coming from Matrix would show with this salutation, and I save. So now I could choose the language, the subject line, this long subject line explains not only to the customer, but to me, the realtor, who it is I'm sending to and the area I am sending in. And you could put your phone number and information. But remember, your information is already there because we worked on your signature. And now you do what? Send. And you've sent your customer the search. And you've sent the customer the email. Now, if you wanted to save the criteria, you could actually come and click on Save, New Save Search, and that would save the criteria for you. So you could call this the Miami Lakes and Miramar Doctor Customer, right? And select Sample Customer as your customer, and that'll save you the location and the details of your search, and you would click Save. Though you sent them the 3, you saved the search. Why? So you could come back and see what it is that they were looking for. Maybe there was some additional properties you didn't send, and this would also help you to remember the criteria in case you did not. Where is this search? What did I send? So let's just say you closed out Matrix and you come back in. A couple things to remember. Your recent searches are available right here. Here is your recent search. Since you sent it to them, under My Matrix, you have your sent emails, and you can now come in and view what you recently sent. You could click the 3 listings and see when you sent it. You could also come under My Matrix, and since you associated the search to the customer and you saved it, you could actually come to Save Searches. Click on Last Run. Your sample search is right here, and here is your criteria. You could click to Results, and you would see. You could also come to My Matrix, Contacts, search for your customer, or Last Use. Click. And here you have your sent email to your customer and your search. To review, we've come in and branded Matrix. We've made sure to click on Hello, do the settings area, My Information, clicked on every tab and made it ours, including One Home, the agent web page, set up our signatures so every time we email from the system, it's set up, created our CMA cover sheet, prepared our header and footer, selected our information, clicked hello again, had done our manage branding, updated our logo, came back in, reviewed the help area for additional assistance, clicked hello, came into settings, did the portal notifications. Friendly reminder that you see your recent searches in the recent search area. Always important to know that in My Matrix you have your saved searches and sent emails. This allows us to then see what we have done and sent to our customers. And last but not least, why was it so important to view and do our one homepage? Because this is what the customer would receive. The search items and a link to us with our information. And this would be the properties that we have sent, the search, the results, and our information. They can then come and preview the properties, always seeing our contact details, requesting a tour, a link to contact the agent, being able to view the pictures, property details, clicking to the next, and making sure you're always ready and present, which is why we branded the MLS with all of your information. And they could click and view your profile. Thank you for being a Miami member. See you in Matrix 201.